Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Your girl has been busy. Life has been really, really hectic, and I'm just in a super busy season where I just feel like every single day just rolls into the next one and the next one, and before I know it, the next month is upon us. So I've really missed you this week, and I'm very much looking forward to jumping on the microphone and having a really good chat with you today, because honestly, this podcast and this podcasting space and this community is something that I truly value, I truly cherish. And as a busy woman who's juggling all of the things, it's just a place that I literally come home to every week, and I get to record and share these podcast episodes with you. So almost feels like coming home after a hectic and crazy week. So today's podcast episode, it's a bit of a personal one, and I think it's probably going to ignite a few feelings inside of you. And it is how to start a healthy lifestyle when you feel stuck. We're going to get you to stop procrastinating and finally start taking some action on your healthy eating and also your exercise and your workouts. Now, I work with, I talk to so many women every single day. And the funny thing is, I actually find a lot of information out at the supermarket. That sounds really bizarre, but you know when you're like at the supermarket and you're scanning your products through your trolley and stuff, and there's people talking around you, and all the time I'm hearing these same conversations from women, and this is women of all ages, about the food they're eating, about their workouts, about their weight loss, about how they're trying to be consistent. And it always comes down to a few key things. And most of the time we feel stuck. We just feel in this place of being stuck. And we just don't know how to get out of that place of feeling stuck. We've been in it for a long time. We don't know how to start making progress forward. And so that's why I really want today's podcast episode to empower you, to motivate you, and to feel like you can actually step outside of this stuck space that you've been in. And for many women, they've been stuck in this space for many years, not just weeks or months. We're talking many years, from failures, from yo-yo dieting, from not enjoying the gym, like all sorts of issues. And it's just left them in a place of being stuck. And here's the truth. And I feel like it's something that's not socially acceptable, but I always want to talk about this. It's okay to want to look and feel better. A really weird thing at the moment is when I am posting and sharing stuff on social media content, like on my Instagram and TikTok and things, it often will not like me using certain words anymore, and weight loss is one of them. And I understand that it's this thing of weight loss because people are talking about weight loss drugs and all that kind of things, and it's not something that we should be putting on social media and yada, yada. I believe all that. But what about the majority of us? That's the minority. What about the majority of us that just generally want to look better, want to feel better, want to lose some weight, want to have more energy, want to have that glow back, that spark back? And I want to normalize that, because I know often it's this oh, well, you shouldn't want to do that because you're a mum, or you shouldn't want to do this because you're, heck yeah, you can look and want to look and feel amazing, and it is totally okay, because when you feel good about yourself, you show up as the best version of yourself, and that is the absolute truth. So I see you. I know you want to do something. I know you want to be better at this stuff. I know you want to be better at working out and eating healthy consistently and drinking your water and meal planning and going for walks. I see you. Like, I know that you want to do these things, but you're stuck in this place of having the intention and wanting to do it and not actually being able to carry through with doing the things. So in today's podcast episode, I'm going to help you understand why you feel stuck and some simple steps to get you to start taking actions towards a healthy lifestyle. Now, as knowledge is power when it comes to this stuff. So the more that you understand why you're stuck, easier it is to make some changes, because we get up in our own heads and we're like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? I'm a failure. And it's none of those things. Once you understand the background as to why you're feeling this way, everything starts to click together. And there's a little sort of quote that I came across the other day that I want to share with you. And obviously I've put my own spin on it, but this particular person was talking about sadness, like when we feel sadness and when we feel overwhelmed and just everything is too much. And that sadness that you have around healthy eating and weight loss comes from a lack of options. So your sadness is from a lack of options. Your feeling overwhelmed and feeling stuck is from a lack of options, okay? And that's why you feel hopeless. You feel like you've got no choices, you feel hopeless, and it's just because you have a lack of options. The crazy thing is, to cure sadness and overwhelm when it comes to healthy eating and fat loss and exercise is knowledge. And that's what the Healthy Her podcast is all about. It's about knowledge. It's about taking you and stripping back all of those layers and all of that rubbish of all of that dieting stuff that you've accumulated over the years and empowering you with the knowledge that you need to make the right choices about how to eat, how to move for yourself moving forward. And the more that you know, the easier it is to make those changes. So in order for us to get you unstuck, we need to strip it right back and we need to talk about what's actually happening and why you feel stuck. Because like I said, I'm sure you're just thinking, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm trying this and it's not working. Like I did that. Like I did the meal planning thing and no weight came off. I've been eating really good for weeks and nothing's happening. And I really need you to understand why you feel stuck. So by the end of this episode, you can actually start to take some positive steps and some positive action forward. Let's talk about why you feel stuck, why you are in this stuck place that you can't do anything. And like I said, I did mention briefly, it comes from overwhelm, from sadness, from having a lack of options. So you think as a busy woman, you have no options. And I know that feeling so well. It's like, well, I tried the no sugar diet and that didn't work. And I tried cutting out carbs and that didn't work. And I tried joining the gym and I just couldn't do it. And I felt like everyone was staring at me. And we try all of these things and we just can't understand why they're not working. So we need to understand why you feel stuck so that we can move you forward. All right, the number one reason. So let's jump into these. The number one reason as to why you feel stuck. You fear failure. All right. Failure leads to paralysis. Okay. So not being able to do anything. So when you fear, I'm going to try this thing, I'm going to follow this plan, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do the meal planning, and you fear failing again, it's going to lead you to not doing anything. There's that stuck space again, okay? You're not doing anything. And the reason this happens is because your brain has received lots of messages in the past that you can't do this because you tried it, didn't work. You tried something else, it didn't work. You tried keto, it didn't work. You tried copying someone's light and easy plan, some colleague or some girlfriend that you've got at work, and you tried that and it didn't work. And so your brain is already prepped to fail and ready to be prepared to fail even before you started the thing. And when you fear doing something, you stay in this state of paralysis. You stay stuck. Like, you think about it. It's all aspects of your life. If there's something that you have fear doing, do you go and do it? Nope. You tend to go, put that off, not doing that. And this fear of loop and all the worry and what's going to go wrong. And what if I do this and I fail again? And what if it doesn't work out? And then you get stuck. You stay in that stuck cycle. So number one of why you feel stuck is that you fear failure. Okay. We have to stop fearing failure. We have to just go for it and figure it out as we go along. All right. Number two, you are trapped in an old identity. Okay. So You, over time, since you were a young girl and a teenager and a young woman and now into full-blown adulthood, you have created this identity for yourself. You have an identity as the person that you are as a friend, as a daughter, as a sister, as a mum, and also too when it comes to healthy eating and exercise. You have over time created this identity for yourself when it comes to wellness. And you're trapped in the old version of you. You're trapped in this old identity. So you're the girl that doesn't exercise. You're the girl that snoozes her alarm 5 times. You're the girl that doesn't dress well. She just tends to wear tracksuit pants and oversized clothes and things like that. You're the girl that could never run. Oh, I could never put on a pair of sneakers and run somewhere. I just could never do that. And what you're doing is you're trapped. You're trapped in this space because you keep telling yourself the same old story. All right. I'm not a morning person. Oh, I could never go to the gym. Those people that get up at 5 a.m., what weirdos they are. Like you've created this identity and this pattern that you keep telling yourself, and you're trapped here. You're stuck here. You are trapped in this space, right? And it's not helping you move forward. You think about it, it's just like a cycle, a thought loop that goes over and over in your head in relation to to anything that you're doing. And you also might find yourself commenting on others in a negative way. So when you see someone doing something that you want to do, so whether that's joining a gym, going for a run, signing up for a fitness competition, whatever the thing is, and you see your friend doing that, you're like, oh, well, that's a bit obsessive. Or if someone's on a weight loss journey and it's a friend or something, or someone in your family and they're weighing their food, oh, that's a bit obsessive. And like, why would you do that? It's that old identity. Okay. You're doing that as a way to protect yourself. All right. Because you're trapped. You're trapped in this old identity that you have of yourself and you don't know how to get out of it. So fear of failure. And we're also trapped in this old identity. And if you think that I don't understand this stuff, I do. I was trapped in an old identity, an old version of myself, an old thought and loop pattern for the longest time. I would always do the same things that you do. I would tell myself, oh, no, yeah, I could never join a gym. Like, I've got young kids. Like, how am I going to do that? I can't do that. I'd never know what to do in the weights room. I'd make a fool of myself. How am I ever going to do that? And now I consistently go to the gym and I love it. And it's a part of my health and wellness routine. But again, I was trapped in that old identity from myself. Like, I'm smiling because I'm just thinking of so many things now, like popping up into my head. Another example, I only ever wore black activewear. Only ever wore black activewear because I'm like, I could never wear bright red or like leopard print activewear leggings to the gym. Like, I could never do that. And what I would do is I would say negative things about people that did that. I'm like, oh, well, that's just for attention, or why would you wear that? And it just could not be further from the truth. But again, you get stuck in that old identity and that old thought and loop in your head. All right, number 3, as to why you are in this stuck place, because we need to get onto the tips of how we're going to get you out. So number 3, and this is a huge one, huge. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say that 99% of women struggle with this issue. It's that prevalent. It is that bad. And it's number 3. You think that you need to be perfect in order to succeed. And this could not be further from the truth. You're waiting. You're in this stuck space because you think in order to do this successfully, you need to do it perfectly. So it looks like this. You're waiting for the perfect week, your perfect schedule, for the week to slow down, for the kids' sport to be over, and for life just to be less stressful. And what you're doing is you're staying stuck because you're saying, well, I'll just wait until the footy season is finished with kids' sport, so I'll have more time. I will just wait until I finished this project at work and life will slow down. And what does that do? It leaves you in a pause pattern. Again, there's that version of you and that inner inside voice that's going, you know what? You need to do something. We don't feel good. Let's get going. Let's change the way we feel. Let's change the way we look. Let's change the way we dress, the way we show up. And you're in this pause state. You're in this pause state because you think everything has to be perfect in order for you to succeed. And that's what's keeping you stuck because you just paused. Like, your wellness journey is on pause. You're not doing anything because, oh, I'll just wait. I'll just wait for this perfect moment. It's not coming. And I think as soon as you can really understand that and process that in your brain, that the perfect week of workouts, the perfect week of eating, the perfect schedule, the perfect meal plan, the perfect meal prep, it doesn't exist and it's not coming. And so the longer that you think it's coming, you're just going to stay waiting and you're going to stay in this paused pattern waiting for change. And where do you stay then? Stuck. You stay stuck and unable to move forward.
Hello, my name is Clem and I have lost 10.5 kilos in total, which is so exciting. I am a member of the Healthy Hype Gal membership and I have absolutely loved every minute. I cannot tell you how much this program has changed my life. Jen is amazing. All of the girls in the community are amazing. It is just incredible. And I am so grateful for everything that it has offered.
So they are the three main reasons as to why you feel stuck, why you're in this pause pattern, why you feel stuck, and why you just feel like you can't move forward. So today is the day that we change that. So we need to get you unstuck and we need to get you actually starting and actually doing something and taking some action moving forward. And I've got 5 super simple things that you can do. 5. That's it. And please remember back to the previous point that I just made. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. And I can honestly tell you that's when I started to see some change and I started to feel better when I let go of this perfection. And it's not just in the health and wellness space. If you are a woman that is a people pleaser and a perfectionist, I am, put my hand up, definitely a people pleaser, definitely a perfectionist. Unfortunately, having that skill doesn't apply here. It doesn't work because there is no perfect routine. There's no perfect meal. There's no perfect anything. And the sooner that you can let shit go, you will start to move forward. All right. Let's get you unstuck. So, number 1, I have a small action rule. Stop waiting for perfect. I want you to aim for some sort of small action. So, instead of saying to yourself, okay, let's say it's Sunday, and you're like, oh, okay, it's right, Monday, tomorrow. I've got to have my whole week figured out, all of it. I've got to have the next 7 days perfectly planned. I've got to have all my schedules booked in. I've got to have meal prepped all of my meals. I've got to have planned out all my dinners. I need to make sure I've got enough protein. I don't know about you, but even listening to that, I feel overwhelmed. I feel stressed. I feel overwhelmed. And I feel that sadness coming in from a lack of options. Okay. So you're just going to take some small action. So instead of thinking, I've got to do this whole week and I've got to plan everything and I've got to figure it out, strip it back and just say to yourself, okay, it's Sunday. Right, what can I do today? I've got an hour this afternoon. I've got an hour free. What can I do today? Can I do a 10-minute walk? Can I add some protein to my dinner? Can I meal prep a breakfast? Can I plan tomorrow night's dinner? Can I take some meat out of the freezer and pop it in the fridge to defrost? You have to pull everything back because it's you looking at the big picture all the time that is keeping you stuck. You are going from this version of you are right now, the things that you do, the daily habits you do, how much exercise you do, how healthy you eat, all those kind of things. You're this version of yourself now. And you want to get to this perfect version of yourself that's there standing on top of the hill. She looks amazing. She feels amazing. She works out well. She knows exactly what she's doing. But you have to take the small steps to get there. So you need to strip it right back and stop thinking about this end picture, this end version of yourself, and just go back to thinking, you know what can I do today? All right. What can I do tomorrow? Okay. I have women inside the membership and they're like, oh, I'm just finding a bit overwhelmed and stuff. I'm like, great. Let's just do tomorrow. It's all we're doing just tomorrow. Because remember, when you can strip something back and when you can succeed, what does it do to your brain? It sends that message that, oh, okay, well, you know what? I didn't plan and have everything perfectly organized for the next 7 days, but you know what? I just organized myself for the next 24 hours. I'm on top of my healthy eating. I'm going to be able to fit in a walk and I'm feeling really good. You're going to go, wait, I think I can do that again. And you're going to go and do it the next day. It sounds really simple, but it's understanding how your brain works, understanding how you work, how you build healthy habits, that will set you up for success for the long term. So number one, small action rule. I don't want you to do 7 days. I just want you to do tomorrow, or just do 24 hours. Okay. Do 12 hours, do half a day if that's easier for you. Strip it right back and have a small action rule. Don't do the, oh, well, I can't do it perfectly, so I just won't do anything. Go, you know what? I remember that on the Healthy Her podcast with Jen, and she said small action. What's the action? What am I actually doing today? And just do it. And again, you'll start to build, instead of building a failure loop, you'll start to build a success loop, because it's like, right, I can do this. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. Right, I'll do it again. And you start to build that success loop. Number two, you need to start seeing your new identity. You need to picture her. You need to visualize her. Think about her. What does she look like? And I know that you've seen her. I know that in your mind, or when you're standing in the mirror in the morning and you're like hating on yourself and you're like, I don't like my body and I'm not happy, and you're standing there and you're looking at her, I know that right there, you also get this little glimpse of her, this little twinkle in your eye that you can see her. You can see her, this version that dresses well. She looks good. She feels good. She's got a glow. She's got energy. She likes the body that she's living in. Not talking about the perfect body, just a body that you look good and you feel comfortable in. And you need to start seeing her, okay? Because in order for you to start to move past your old identity and into a new version of yourself, you have to start to kill off the old one that's, I can't do that, and I don't go to the gym, and I sleep through my alarm, into this new version that you can see for yourself. So ask yourself, how does she dress? Does she wear tracksuit pants and old t-shirts for 3 days? How does she dress? How does she show up daily for herself? Does she snooze her alarm, or does she do the things that she says that she's going to do? This is a really simple thing that you can do, is get a piece of paper, get out your notes folder, and just make a list. Make a list of how you want to feel, how you want to look, how you want to show up. You could also even take a photo of yourself, take a picture of yourself. I'm sure you've got one lying around the house, stick it on a piece of paper, and all around the outside, write different words that embody you, that this version of you is going to show up, that you're going to be consistent, that you're going to do the things that she says that she's going to do, that she's not going to wear the same clothes for 2 days in a row, that she's going to make an effort to do her hair every morning and put some makeup on, and like all of these little things that you can start to visualize, and so that you can start to see that new identity that you have. And here is a secret. You have to actually see her before you can become her. And honestly, hand on heart, I found that this is applied to so many areas of my life. Becoming the owner and running a podcast and being a podcast host. Don't you think I went through all of the fear and all of the failure? Of course I did. But again, there was that little piece in my mind that was like, you know what? I can visualize her. Like right now, I'm sitting here. I've got my hair in a bun. I've got my pod mic plugged in. My laptop is going. I've got my earphones. I'm wearing a striped sort of business style shirt. I feel like a podcast host. And that's because I could visualize her before I started showing up as her. This was not me before I started this podcast. Okay. But like I said, there was that little glimmer, that little sign that, you know what, I actually can see her and I know what she looks like. And that's what you need to start doing with yourself too. Number 3, this is a big one. I want you to start focusing on you. Okay. I want you to shift away from all of the distractions and what other people are doing, and I want you to turn it back to you. All right. We waste so much time worrying about other people, thinking about other people, focusing on other people. All right. How they're eating, how they're moving, what their workouts look like, what their day in a plate looks like, what their ab routine looks like. I want you to shift that focus back to you. All right. You are feeling stuck because you are distracted by all this other stuff that is going on around you. All right. How they eat, how they move. And the truth is, you actually have all of the answers inside of you already. It's already with you. You already have it. Answers are in your daily routine, how you wake up in the morning, what your nighttime routine looks like, what your healthy habits are, what your meal planning habits are. You already have answers, but we waste so much time being distracted by what other people are doing with their healthy eating, their workouts, and their exercise. that we're missing what's happening right inside us. And so many women experience this inside their Healthy Eating Hype Girl membership because they're like, oh, okay, I could actually do this the whole time. Yes, you can. Yes, girl, you can. It's just that you're distracting yourself with all of this other stuff. And again, it's that lack of options. So you focus on everyone else. What are they all doing? What are they eating? What's the girl from work doing? What's my boss eating? What's my sister-in-law eating? Like, what's everyone else doing? How are they working out? How has she lost the weight? Why does she look so good? I'll do what they're doing. And we actually miss working on what we need to work on with ourselves. So it's just a distraction. It's distracting you from the work that you need to do within yourself. So focus on you. Stop focusing on everyone else and start to shift the focus to you. Number 4, I want you to focus on habits, not goals. This is a big shift that I made, and I chipped away at it slowly over time. And I don't have massive goals anymore, okay? Because goals are often not achievable. And I don't mean that. It's because a goal is just this huge, massive thing that you want to do, right? And it applies to all areas of your life. You're like, this is a thing. Well, the goal actually doesn't, yes, that's the thing that you want, but it doesn't actually break down how to do it. And that's the problem with setting goals, because it's just an end game. The goal is just the end game. It's not breaking anything down and telling you how to actually get there. So habits repeatedly daily create change. That's what creates change. And like I said, whether it's working out, exercise, starting a new job, finding a new partner, it relates to everything in life. It's the small things that you do daily and that you do repeatedly that create change. Change doesn't happen in the goal itself. There's no change here. That's just, well, okay, yeah, great. I lost 15 kilos. Tick. That's not where the change happens. The change happens in those small daily things that you want to do every day. So I'm going to give you an example. And this is what I did to lose 10 kilos and also to keep it off, because that's a massive part that's not talked about. Everyone in the wellness space is like, it's the weight loss. And it's actually not. You need to learn how to keep it off and maintain a healthy lifestyle for the long term, not just for the challenge or for the 6 weeks or for the summer program, whatever it is that you've signed up for. So here's an example. Here's your goal, right? I want to lose 10 kilos. Okay. Like I said, it's not going to tell me how to do that. But if I switch that up and I say, I'm going to do 8,000 steps every single day for the next 7 days, that's something that I can actually physically do. It is something I can do. Okay. I want to lose 10 kilos is not something I can do. Saying I'm going to do 10K steps every day. All right. Goals are just the end game thing. Habits and what you do every day is doable. That's the stuff that's doable. So again, take the big picture of what you want and bring it right back down. What can you do? What action can you take to move yourself forward? What habits can you do? And again, don't pick them all. Go back to the first one, the small action rule. Just pick 1 or 2 things to focus on. You don't need to master all of them at once. And in my personal experience, and also with all of the women that I work with, it's like a stacking effect. So what actually happens is you start small, all right? You're like, I'm going to get myself a super cute water bottle and I'm going to fill it up and I'm going to have my 2-liter water bottle, and my focus for today is just to drink, all right? And then you do that for a few weeks and you master that. So then you add something else to it. So it's almost like a stacking method of your wellness habit and routine. And that's how they actually slowly all come together over time. Because I know people always say, oh, but how do you actually do these things? You always see posts from women that are like, I'm so overwhelmed. How do I hit 10K steps, drink my water, meal plan, get to the gym, stretch, have a morning routine? That's how you do it. You slowly take 1 or 2 things, you master them, and then you stack another thing onto it. And then what you'll actually realize over time, like I said, without even being aware of it, and I wasn't either, that you're actually doing all those things that you want to do in the first place. And it's just because you slowly started to build them and stack them onto each other. And number 5, because I feel like I've talked for ages and I want to make sure that you've always got lots and lots of takeaways from each podcast episode. So number 5, ask yourself this: what can I do right this time? So it's a simple one. What can I do right this time? So instead of making that shift and deciding that something's going to change and I want to improve my exercise and my wellness habits and I want to move more and I want to look better, say, you know what can I do right this time? Instead of focusing on, I'm going to fail and this is not going to work out this time. And every time I've tried it before, it hasn't worked and the scales don't move. What can you do right this time? It's such a simple shift. What can you do right this time? And this will keep you moving forward instead of thinking about all of your failures. Because let's be honest, whenever you do dwell on the past and all the bad things that have happened, what tends to happen? We ruminate, and that's where we stay stuck all of the time. Well, I'm a failure and I can't do it. And why would this not work? So really ask yourself, hang on a second, I'm better equipped now. I have a better knowledge. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to start focusing on myself and what can I do right this time? What is actually going to go right this time? And just before I finish up today's podcast, I just want to remind you, sadness and that overwhelm that you have, I mentioned this earlier in the podcast episode, comes from a lack of options. All right. You feel like you have no options when it comes to your wellness, your healthy eating, and your fat loss. You feel like that. Okay? And it's only because you've had all of those failures in the past. Knowledge is your secret to success, to unlocking and getting rid of that sadness and that overwhelm. You have to build your knowledge base around nutrition and around food. Because when you do and you start to build that knowledge base, this really incredible thing happens. And you start to see that I've got options actually. I don't have to do this perfectly. And I can show up messy. And I cannot tick all the boxes on the wellness thing that I'm supposed to do, the workouts and everything else. I don't have to do that. And that knowledge will feel empowering because you'll start to feel like you have options. All right. There are things that you can actually do to get unstuck and to start experience success. And also talking about sadness and overwhelm, I also just want to mention anxiety. So anxiety comes from having too many options. All right. So if you are not so much on the sadness and overwhelm side of this and you're thinking that you just feel more anxious and worried and a bit panicked and things like that, it's because you have too many options, right? It's because you're going, should I do keto? Should I go no fat? Should I go low sugar? Should I go no carb? Should I do intermittent fasting? You have that anxiety because there's too many options for you and you're not choosing something to focus on, and that's leading to you to being paralyzed and just not doing anything and staying stuck. Okay. So sadness and overwhelm can be fixed with knowledge, and the anxiety that you have around your healthy lifestyle and your wellness routine can be fixed by actually choosing something to prioritize and starting to take some action. I hope that you enjoyed today's podcast episode. I love chatting with you. Like I said, this is my absolute favorite time in my entire week. And if you'd like to work together, don't forget you can head over to my website and join the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership. And I look forward to chatting with you all in our next podcast episode of The Healthy Her. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @TheActiveBod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.